Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video will be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again. Yes, I'm coming to you with yet another Zelos unboxing. I love Zelos. I'm a big fan. I think currently I have 23 of them. And I've got one more coming. And I plan on buying at least one more this year, maybe two. So I'm a big Zelos fan. I've been nicknamed by other people online Mr. Zelos. Not entirely accurate because I know at least one other guy named Joshua, who is a good friend of mine, who owns more Zelos than I do, believe it or not. But I'm catching up. No, it's not a competition, trust me. His Zelos collection is first rate. It's probably a little better than mine because I think he has more Timascus than I do. Anyway, enough of that. I've been looking forward to this particular Zelos for quite a while. Ever since Elshin announced it, I said I was absolutely on board with this concept, even though it was a smaller watch than I'm used to. And I think, if my memory serves me correctly, this would be the smallest Zelos ever produced at 38 millimeter. In fact, it is the smallest one. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, but I don't think I am. So, typical outer Zelos box. Good, thick plastic. The standard Zelos wood box, which it smells wonderful. Mm-hmm. And inside you have the Zelos roll. And inside the Zelos roll you have very familiar 4-compartment Zelos pouch. Oops. You have the Zelos warranty card. You can see I have number 11. Don't know why I didn't get 1, but never mind. In here you have the Zelos leather strap. Now this, you can see I've already worn it on the strap. The watch comes on the leather strap already. I like this leather strap. It's not bad. I think Collareb makes a better one. It's a little, it just didn't work for me. Maybe it feels just a little bit off because I'm used to Collareb leather straps, but I changed it out for the what also comes in the kit, the engineer style bracelet, and I picked the Zelos Nova in teal. I have never had a teal Zelos before. Now, my dad has a teal Ventus. I think the Moray, I think it is. And I like the way that looked. But I hadn't purchased a teal Zelos up to this point. And I said, you know, when this came out, I really didn't. I mean, the salmon, as I'm making this, the salmon had sold out within about 30 minutes. And that was a very unusual color. And the linen was also a pretty unusual color. But it really didn't appeal to me as much as the teal, which is absolutely, look at the way that thing explodes. And that is just beautiful. I mean, Elshin, another triumph, sir. Another home run. A fantastic watch. I'm running out of superlatives. I sound like a pathetic Zelos fanboy, and I am. I am the first to admit I am a big fan of Zelos. I can't see them. I mean, I've owned many, and everyone I owned, with one exception, was flawless. The only one that ever gave me any grief was the Chroma, very old design, and the only reason it gave me grief was the crown was so tucked into the case that I couldn't wind it. There was a way around that, but I sold it off anyway. Somebody wanted it more than I did, so they made me an offer and I sold it. but every one of them is just beautifully designed watches. I mean, look at that. And this is Zelos' first true dress watch, as far as I can tell. And it looks the part. I mean, everything about it screams dress watch. The old style boxed sapphire crystal. By the way, sapphire front and back. And look at that movement. Look at the decoration of that movement. Look at the Côte de Genève, the Geneva stripes, the blued screws. The you can see the barrel, and you can see the balance banging away there. And this is, as you've noticed by now, a hand-wound movement. This is not an automatic. This is not a quartz. This is a true Swiss-made hand-wound movement. And that's why this watch was delayed. This watch was supposed to be out months ago, but because of the Wuhan Red Death that the world is dealing with at this time, the movement, the building of the movement, the shipping of the movement were delayed badly, which delayed the watch until August of 2020. I like the second-hand subdial, very subtle, very readable. You have beautiful contrasting indices, which make this watch very, very easy to read at a glance. I'm going to put this on because I love it. I do. Hang on, let me see. This one goes first. And if you notice, this is a butterfly clasp. No micro adjustment on this one, which is unfortunate, but and that's going to make sizing a little difficult for people who have just under one size and just over on another. I got lucky. I was able to remove 4 links, 2 on each side, and it fits just perfectly and still gives me enough movement on it so that if my wrist swells, it doesn't become uncomfortable. But some people will find sizing this thing a bit difficult. It does have, I mean, if you wanted to go with an aftermarket bracelet with a straight cut connection, I mean, there will be a gap between, obviously, but at least you'll be able to get a different bracelet on there. Or you can go with the leather strap, which has, by the way, quick release. I don't know if I showed that or not, but it does have quick release spring bars, which is a nice thing. I think quick release spring bars should be standard equipment nowadays. Just make our lives easier. But as you can see on my 7¼ inch wrist, it fits fine with plenty of room. I think this thing could probably fit down to a 6-inch wrist easily. I might hand this to my one of my daughters just to try on, see if it fits on her. I think this could definitely be a watch that either a man or a woman could wear. And I'm reluctant generally to buy watches under 40 millimeter. Generally, I stay in the 42 to 43, 40, 41, 42, 43 millimeter. I was actually somewhat reluctant to try this watch at one point, but I figured, I give it a try. If it doesn't work for me, I could probably sell it, get my money back. This watch works for me, guys. This watch absolutely works. And I definitely am not selling it. Look at that movement. That is just beautiful. It's nicely decorated. I mean, there are more decorated movements out there, but I love the blued screws. I love the Geneva stripes, Côte de Genève, or however you want to go with it. Let's see. It is a non-screw down crown. The movement is not hackable, however. But, it's a dress watch. What does it matter? I have my sheet of facts here, so we can go over that together. It is the Zelos Nova dress watch in teal. There are, I believe, 6 different colorways, including aventurine and salmon, which is now sold out as I shoot this video, and the linen. So you have a good variety of watches to play with. It's either 5 or 6 colorways. I can't remember off the top of my head. It is a 38 millimeter case, 44 millimeter on the tip to tip, 8.5 millimeters thick. So very reasonable. And that's with crystal, by the way. I only take measurements on these watches with the crystal. I mean, who wears a watch without a crystal, right? 20 millimeter lug. It is a 100-meter water resistant watch. So even though it is a dress watch, it is a swimmable dress watch. Sapphire crystals front and back. Leather strap or steel bracelet. I love the steel. It has a nice silky-ish. Well, it's not silky, but it it flexes very well. You know, so it's very comfortable. It moves with you. It doesn't fight you, and of course it drops away straight down from the lug. So it's not like it's sticking out like that. It drops completely away from the lug. So it makes fitting this very easy. By the way, swapping from the strap to the bracelet was no problem. Did it very easily. So the and it comes, even though this has quick release spring bars, the bracelet also came with its own spring bars, so it does not fight you. And you can see the fitment to the case is very nice. And it uses the ETA 7001 manual wind decorated movement. So this is a Swiss movement, a true Swiss movement. It is a manual wind watch. No date window, of course, so it doesn't matter if it runs down. I think it's a 40-hour power reserve. You know what? I forgot to look that up. But I believe it's a 40-hour power reserve. But quite frankly, it's a manual wind. It doesn't matter. If it runs down overnight, you pick it up in the morning, you set it real quick. Yeah, I usually use my cell phone because they get an accurate time read off the cell towers. I set it to my cell phone's time, give it a wind until it stops, and it does stop when it's fully wound. You can't overwind it, and then just let it go. And she runs and runs, and she looks great. Squared off bezels, lugs. Sorry, bezel. This part's the bezel. This part's the lug, dummy. Get it right. It's just a great quality sign crown, great quality watch. I'm very happy with it. Definitely, in my opinion, it is definitely worth the money. And judging by what others think and the way these watches are selling, a lot of people already agree with me that it's worth the money. I love the way this dial catches the light and plays with it. Has kind of a texture to it, kind of a cloth-ish texture to it that really, really grabs the light and plays with it. So it's definitely going to be a watch that will attract positive attention. I like it. Highly recommend, but that shouldn't shock anybody who knows me, right? So with that stunning revelation that Mr. Zelos approves of a Zelos watch, I am going to wrap the video with my usual spiel about, if you like the video, I hope you did, a thumbs up would be appreciated. And yes, I'm still wearing a Band-Aid. That cut is still not fully healed yet, and it's not pretty to look at. Clicking the thumbs up button does help my channel because it helps with the searchability of the channel with the YouTube algorithms. So the more likes I get, the more people will find the channel, and that helps me. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I read them all. I respond to them all. However, if you're going to be a nasty little troll, I'm just going to delete your nasty little troll post. I'm going to block you. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. please, before you leave, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon next to that subscribe button so that when I post new content, you are alerted to that. I appreciate you stopping by, whether you're an old OG or a new person. I hope you were entertained and informed, and I look forward to talking to you in my next video.